Hello, hello! Rise and shine, wild souls. It is Friday. We made it. The last of Friday in March. We are barely getting out of winter's grasp here in the Pacific Northwest. We have some wild weather going on. We're just standing on the edge of spring where death and life hold hands. It brings about a purpose, shining a new responsibility, the meaning of everything, even when the meaning feels just out of reach. Good morning, rise and shine. Have you anchored in today? Anchor in with the Rise and Shine checklist in the Rise and Shine with Morning Moon group. And be sure to download the Release Foundations workbook so that you can check in with your seasonal circle of life. My name is Coach Lacey. It is Friday, and this is Rise and Shine with Morning Moon. Whew, we've had a week this week, and it has just been kind of a different one, and it has got me thinking about life and all of just the purpose of everything and how absurdly beautiful it can be and how gut-wrenchingly unfair it is when we lose people, but yet just absolutely remarkable and miraculous when we can see the signs from the other side. And I was listening to a song this morning, and there's a lyric in it that lend your ears, lend your hands, lend your movement, anything you can. And it got me thinking about just why we're here and how we are meant. It's been a really humbling experience for me to learn about how to serve. And I have felt like I've been floating for so long, like I just kind of got dropped on this planet by accident. And this week I really has been transformative for me because it's been full of signs and moments where I felt the veil between the worlds and the next just shatter like, just shatter like glass, and just I can see beyond in a way that left me with goosebumps, like yesterday with the goose and the rolling on the river, that goose, the silly goose rolling on the river right when I'm listening to CCR. And it's the kind of thing that you don't just make up. It's being tuned in, and it's feeling it. It's really leaning into the other side of things. And there was another lyric in the song that I was listening to, and the song's Aloha by Nako and Medicine for the People. And it says, do you believe that if you know what you were for and how you became so informed? And it it started me thinking about another thing that a friend of mine who's not Christian was talking about. She had a perception that Christians are just waiting around for someone to save them, waiting for the rapture. And I personally don't believe in the rapture, and I don't believe in waiting for Jesus like he's some holy Uber. I'm not just waiting it out like the holy Uber's coming and we're going to be raptured off into some better land. I don't believe that. I believe that earth is a bridge between heaven and hell, and that we get the a sweet taste of heaven and all of the hell, all of the demons of hell, and we get a sour taste of hell. And this is kind of like an interim, and we get to make choices. And depending on the choices that we make, will determine whether we experience more hell or we experience ascendance. And I'm not a Christian because I want to negate responsibility and I'm waiting for someone to save me. I'm a Christian to set a standard of how to live so that I can ascend into the eternal kingdom of heaven with Jesus, and um, so that I can, you know, get get to that level and be holy. I believe in miracles and I'm a Christian because I believe in miracles, and I'm not waiting for an escape. Um, I'm not on this earth to be like saved from anything. I've been saved. Jesus saved me when he died on the cross, and that's like the thing that people can't get their head around. And I'm not here to preach at anybody, but that's my story and my testimony, and I'm not waiting for an escape. I'm here to be refined, and I am refined through my choices. And every choice that I make, it transforms me and it refines me, and I'm being forged and I'm being tested and I'm being tried by the Lord, and I'm being tried by God. And so that's what being on earth is. And because eternal life isn't somewhere, like, it's not like some concept in the sky, man. It's everything, like timelines. We don't see. The best way that you could even describe it would be that movie Interstellar. Everything happens all at once. Time is not linear. And so the kingdom isn't somewhere out there or up there. It's already here. And it's our job to live like it. And it's our job to show up in a way that is an ambassador for what's right. And that leads to personal responsibility. And, it's not a passive role to be a believer. It's a full body yes to the assignment. It's saying yes. You're showing up. You are not the architect. You are the steward. Um you are not the author. You are the storyteller. And that's a lot heavier than it sounds. And there's a submission that happens and our ego takes over. So it makes our journey to understanding take a lot longer, and it takes time, and we don't all have a lot of time. And so the world will tell you that you're the main character and you need to manifest your best life, bitch, and all the wisdom is within you, and it's always been you, me, and I say to that, be careful, because you know the me and being the main character is just self-worship, is just Satanism with glitter on top, really. I mean, and self-importance is a hungry God that will never love you back. You'll never feel like you're enough if you always have to be the one. You always have to be the main character. You can be the one without having to be the one. You can be important without having to be the most important, you know? So it's time to get honest with yourself. What's your heart posture today? Been thinking a lot about heart posture this week, and especially today. I've encountered some heart postures that were less than um accepting, I guess, of themselves and of others, you know? And that's really what matters most, is what your heart, where's your heart? It doesn't matter what your social media looks like. It doesn't matter what's on your bookshelf. It doesn't matter what you, you know, do if your heart's not in it. It's about your inner world, the thoughts that no one sees but God in you, you know. And you have to bring it back to really the big seven. Like it's not for guilt, but it's more for growth. You know, your ego. Your ego is a big one. That's pride. So that's when pride shows up and says you are the one. You're it. You're the center of the universe and it's all about you, baby. And you know everything and it's all been, everything is your way or the highway. You're playing God. That's pride, right? And then the lie that more equals fulfillment. That's greed, of course. More, 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 more money, more trips, more luxury, more whatever, like more of it, whatever. More doesn't equal more fulfillment, and then craving anything to avoid yourself. That's lust. It's just craving. You can think of it that way. What are you craving that's out, avoiding what you really should be doing, should be focusing your energy on. And envy is just a slow leak of joy. It just leaks all your joy away when you're envious of others. So where's your ego playing with your pride? And, where are you envying others and because of greed and lusting for them, whatever, you know? And then gluttony, of course, anything done in excess to numb the void. So what are you doing to numb out? And of course, we have wrath, rage turned inward, just disguised as silence. Finally, there's sloth, where you're just checked out. So where are you slipping in your choices? And what choices are you making? And how are you choosing to show up in the world for yourself, for others, for the collective? And how's your heart posture? How's your heart posture about others? Are you considering others or is it all about you and what you want and what you're doing? And have you considered asking someone else how they are or, what they're thinking? We do only have this one life, they say. You have one life. And are you living it in the all about me or is it more about we? So I want you to think about how you are making choices. And this weekend, reflect on all the choices you made this week and the times that you maybe chose to ignore the signs and just make the choice to this following week. Look for signs and look for miracles and appreciate miracles and show some gratitude. Clean out your space, clean it out and make room for some new. Clean out those old sins and make room for some holy endeavors. You don't have to live a life of sadness and sin and me and selfishness. And maybe you're happy in your sin, but that doesn't make it right. So make a point this weekend to declutter your space, not just your drawers or your trunk or the Tupperware bin from 2009, talking about your patterns and your posture, your heart posture, your presence, how you show up. How do you want to show up in the world this spring? Just take it, one day at a time, one season at a time. So this is your daily reminder to anchor in this weekend. The Circle of Life Spring Declutter workshop will be continuing this weekend. They'll be live in the guides. Go there, anchor in. Make sure to check in and just see where you're at. Don't do it. Don't do it because I'm telling you to do it. Don't do it because you have to. Go do it because you want to make room for what's next. You're not here by accident. You're not alone. You're not meant to wait. You're meant to show up and live a life of purpose and to create and to love and to rise and to shine. So let's end this week in gratitude, not in grumbling. Be stewards of this sacred chaos we call life, rather than just be, you know, being a victim of it. Be a miracle. Notice miracles. Be a miracle for other people. And if you're rolling on the river today, keep your eyes out for a silly goose. It might just be someone that you love saying hello. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on Monday. Ciao.